One Piece is one of my favorite anime and manga series out there, with its engaging stories, imaginative artwork, and of course, its creative characters. A lot of the characters for me are unforgettable. They are amazing in this series, and it was really tough for me to make a top 10 list, but obviously I did, or else I wouldn't be making this video. Now, just before I start the top 10 video, I just want to say these are the top 10 One Piece characters in my opinion. So I'm not saying that these are the greatest overall in the whole universe and these are the 10 that people should like. These are just the 10 that I prefer in this order. In the future, the list can change because if some of you haven't noticed, One Piece is still going, and it probably will be going for about another 10 years or so at least. And of course, some characters I might change my opinion of, but for now, this is the definitive list as of September 2016. So I really hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Number 10, Gaimon. Gaimon never really got a huge amount of time in the manga or in the anime. He only got his only episode, but I always thought he was this really cool character, just not because of his design really, but kind of funny in a way. Just him in this box, and just has like all these like strange creatures with him, but he actually protects them, or at least he's against people harming them, and he creates a friendship with them, and I think that's really cool. I always wished though that he did become part of the Straw Hats, because I just think it would have been really hilarious if he was like had his like pistol like firing at like a Sea King out with Luffy and all of them. Like imagine him fighting in Alabasta with the rest of the crew against like Crocodile and stuff. He would like get destroyed, but I don't know, I just think he's hilarious character every time I see him. Really, I do think he's really cool. Who knows, he might make an appearance later on in the series, but I highly doubt it. Number 9, Kaku. I'm sure a lot of people would probably go with Rob Lucci when they pick their favorite CP9 character, but Kaku, I just kind of like his design, his outfit, kind of his personality when you first meet him, and immediately how quickly it changes. Like I know the other CP9 characters that were the shipwrights, their personality, I didn't feel as if it swifted as much as Kaku. Like he was definitely came across as a friendly guy. When you see him the first time jumping from building to building as he did, his fighting skill is pretty impressive as well when you see him against Zorro. I think it's funny when you actually see him try to adjust to his devil fruit power. That's actually pretty funny because Kaku had like pretty much learned in like a few minutes when he was fighting Zorro and how to use it, and just sort of the weird designs that Kaku became when he was giraffe form was pretty awesome. And yeah, there's nothing hugely deep about the character. I mean, he doesn't have this huge backstory or anything, but I just really like the design of the character. I even drew a picture of him here. I will plan to do a giraffe form of him at some stage, but yeah, Kaku is number 9. Number 8, Don Quixote Doflamingo. I didn't think this character would get on the list, but the more I thought about him, the more I sort of started to like him a bit more, even though he's such a jerk. But he does have sort of a strong value towards his executives in a way. I don't know if anyone remembers from Dressrosa arc, but there was a comment one of the henchmen made laughing at Pika's voice, and Doflamingo just basically said like shut the hell up or like beat the crap out of him. I couldn't remember exactly what it is right now, but he does have some sort of value towards his men. I wish they would have gave him a bit more depth to his story. Like Doflamingo, I think we probably will see more of him later on. I really hope we do anyway, because I feel as if there's more to his backstory. And also, I thought it was interesting, someone made a theory that his left eye, he's blind in his left eye. And they never actually confirmed it in the manga or in the anime as of yet anyway. But I think it would be interesting to see if that's true. But yeah, Doflamingo, he's just crazy. Like, he's like this whole Joker thing that he has going on, taking over the kingdom as he did. Like, he's so brutal. And one of my favorite villains in One Piece, actually. But yeah, Doflamingo is just crazy. And even his design, like, you don't really think of him as a threatening character, but that's what I kind of like. He doesn't exactly look threatening, but his actions really say it all, and that's why I really like Doflamingo as number 8. Number 7, Boogie the Clown. Boogie started off as possibly a very threatening character towards Luffy, Zorro, and Nami, but that was way early on in One Piece, and now he's just pretty much the joke in the whole series. And where he is now as a Shikibukai, or a warlord of the sea, some of you who are watching the dub, yeah, it doesn't surprise me really, because he's just hilarious. How he sort of like reacts with Luffy being an Impel Down. His whole Delford power is pretty cool as well, to be honest. Boogie the Clown, I don't think there's really a lot to explain about him. His design is great. So yeah, Boogie, I think he speaks for himself why I would have him on the list. He's just an incredible character. Number 6, Trafalgar Law. Number 6, Law. Yeah, Law's backstory influenced me a bit, but not as much. But I did think his Delford power is really cool, his design as well. His attitude towards Luffy in a way is kind of funny. Like, he just sort of regrets it more and more, I feel, every time I see him. Yeah, I do think his Delford power, the switching body parts and stuff like that, is really cool. And it's really funny as well. The switching hearts thing is really funny. But yeah, I did think his backstory, it didn't affect me too much, but I did think it was pretty sad, and it was interesting as well at the same time. Also, the first time you see him when he's fighting the Marines with Law and Luffy is a pretty cool scene as well. He has a great crew. There's still a little bit of mystery about him, I feel, with the whole hearts to the government to make him a Shikibukai. Yeah, I definitely want to see more of Law. And just another drawing, this is Law with Chopper on his head, if anyone remembers that scene. Number 5, Aokiji. So we're in the final 5 of my top 10 list, and number 5, Aokiji. This guy, he's just so weird. His ice power is really cool. I'd love to have that devil fruit power. He's just like riding a bike on the ice when he freezes the water. I just think it's such a strange sight to see. His design after the time skip is actually pretty cool. I wish we could see more of him as well, because there's rumors about him being part of Blackbeard's crew, as I heard before. I'm curious to see why that is, if it's true. It just seems really weird, and the last time I can remember seeing him in the anime and manga is when he stops Doflamingo from hurting Smoker. But yeah, I do think he's a cool character, when especially the first time you meet him in the anime and manga, when the Straw Hats are in Long Ring Island, and he helps, like, well, in the anime he helps like a crew of people, but in the manga he actually helps that old guy on the stilts. So it shows that he has a kind nature, but also he's just sort of doing his job by taking on the Straw Hats. Also, when you see him in Robin's backstory, it is quite hard to sort of wonder what his motives are in a way, and hearing about his fight with Akainu as well, um, seeing the results of it is pretty cool, and I really wish we could have seen that fight because I would have thought that would have been amazing to see. But yeah, he's a really cool character. His design isn't something actually that I'm not too fond of before the time skip, but after the time skip, I really do like the design, and I'm glad we actually got to see a good bit of him in the film Z movie. Number 4, Dr. Hillaluk. Dr. Hillaluk is possibly one of the most inspirational One Piece characters in the whole series. He didn't charge people when they were sick or whatever. He did it purely to help people, which is amazing, of course, especially with the country the way it was in Drum Island. Though a lot of the times he got it wrong, but it was purely what he was trying to do, not what he was doing, that made me think he was a great character. His relationship with Chopper was incredible and very sad at times, and his whole final moment in front of Wapol and his men, and how he inspired not only Chopper but also Dalton and the 20 MDs. Like, he's an incredible character, and that whole speech he gives at the end, when does a man die? When he's hit by a bullet? No. When he is struck by an incurable disease? No. It is when he is forgotten, and that is just incredible, and I watched that a good few times. So that's why Dr. Hillaluk deserves a spot on the list. He is incredible. Number 3, Nami. Number 3, Nami, and a lot of you be thinking because of the figure she has after the time skip. I'll be honest, I really do prefer Nami before the time skip, mainly because I just feel as if she's used too much as fan service after the time skip, but her personality hasn't changed drastically, so that's a definite plus. I'm glad she still has her intelligence, her funniness. She's a great character. Her greed as well. You don't see it too much after the time skip, but it is funny to see it when episodes before the time skip. It's hilarious. In particular, she is really the cause of one of my favorite arcs, which is the Arlong Park arc. Seeing her whole backstory, seeing how much she develops as a character in that whole arc. You see how she treats like the villagers in her hometown. You see how she treats the Straw Hat Pirates, how she feels about Arlong, how she grew up. It's incredible, and seeing how she develops is really great, and how that arc finishes as well with her, it fits perfectly. It's absolutely amazing. There is a bit of mystery to her at the beginning of the anime, but not a huge amount that really drew me in. But when you see her develop more and more as a character, she's great. She even takes the command a lot of the times, making me think that she should be the captain. But she's just incredible, I think, as a character. Really funny. Her cowardliness is pretty funny as well, but it's just hilarious when you actually see her beat the crap out of Zorro, Sanji, and Luffy, and even Usopp as well. Because it just doesn't make sense, because most of them are stronger than Nami in a fight, but she can just beat the crap out of them like no problem. It's just hilarious, and Nami is a great character. So these are just a couple of drawings they did of Nami. There's her before the time skip. Oops. I got that right. And here's a drawing I did after the time skip. I might get one or two of these, or I might get one of them or both of them signed at Airticon this year, because the voice actor Lucy Christian is going to be there, so hopefully I'll get at least one of them signed. Number 2, Roanoa Zorro. So Zorro is my number 2 guy, and he's really badass. I don't think I really need to explain a huge amount why Zorro is number 2. Zorro is a badass swordsman. His direction skills is just absolutely terrible. I still love that scene in Alabasta where the Marines tell him to go straight ahead, and then when the Straw Hats are outside the clock tower building and they look up and he's puts his head out the window, he says he was told to go north, so he went up the building. I just find that hilarious, his sense of direction. Also, when like he's in Skypiea and he's waiting to go through the forest or whatever, and he was given the direction of going left and he goes right. He's just horrible sense of direction, and I just think he's hilarious. And also he's so badass when he's fighting. Like, I don't think anyone really knows how badass he really is until you see him fight Kuma at the end of the Thriller Bark arc. It's incredible, and sort of his, how do I put it, his what's the word I'm looking for, loyalty, that's the word I'm looking for, couldn't think of it. His loyalty to Luffy is actually very noticeable if you actually watch the series. Yeah, like his whole thing with Kuma definitely shows it. Also, how he begs Mihawk to train him. Also, the moment where, like, at the end of the Ennis Lobby arc, when they're back in Water 7, you can see it there as well, even though it may not be as obvious. He's a man of great pride as well. But yeah, I do think he's a really awesome character. And number 1, Sanji. So my number 1 slot is Sanji. I just think Sanji's whole outfit is pretty awesome. He's wearing a suit, kicking ass. The way he doesn't use his hands at all, he uses purely his feet, is pretty awesome as well. How he reacts towards Nami and Robin is pretty cool. I love there was like small hints throughout the series about like revealing who he was in a way. Like at the beginning of the Skypiea arc, when they're in Jaya with the Noland the liar, and Sanji talks about, oh yeah, I heard that story, I'm from the North Blue, and stuff like that. It's really funny. His whole history being revealed right now, it's really interesting and really enjoyable, and I really hope to see more of that. And also, this is the year of Sanji as well, and that didn't influence me when making this list. I loved Sanji before that. I kind of liked his design a little bit better before the time skip, even though it's pretty much the same with just the hair different. But I don't know, I just preferred it more before the time skip. But he is a really powerful character. I do think he's really funny in some ways. Even though he does sort of show as if he only really cares about the women in the crew, he does show that he does care about the others, like Luffy and Usopp and Zorro at times. It just doesn't show as much when Nami and Robin are concerned. And this is just a picture I drew of Sanji before the time skip. So that's pretty much my top 10 list of my favorite One Piece characters. It might change in the future because of new characters being introduced in that, but I can't see the top 5 changing anytime soon. Well, actually, top 4, I should say. Ikiji might drop down, who knows. But yeah, that's pretty much my top 10 for now. Please like if you enjoyed. I might do more top 10 lists in the future with One Piece. If you have 10 characters that are your favorite, leave them in the comments down below, or if you have a video, even better, tell me about it and I'll go check it out. Please hit the like button, that'd be incredibly helpful, and subscribe to stay up to date with more of my channels, or more of my videos I mean. And my voice is killing me right now, so I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.